What if I told you I found a linear that sounds like a Creameron Frankenswitch, includes a progressive 2-stage spring, feels smooth, and is only 40 cents per switch? These are the Upgrade Keyboards Crystal Iceberg switches. Upgrade Keyboards was kind enough to send these over for review, but insisted that I make as honest of a video as possible. They were pretty confident in their new linear, so let's see how they are. Hey everybody, real quick, if you could hit that subscribe button and maybe even ring that bell, that would be so amazing. Are you done? That would be so amazing. Thank you so much for all the support. Anyway, back to the video. Part 1, Anatomy of a Switch. First off, the look of these. The Crystal Icebergs are clear with a white palm box stem. The housings are polycarbonate, 5-pin Kale style, with the added bonus of having an RGB diffuser in the top housing. This makes your RGB glow brighter and spread the light better. Since these are clear, they also don't tint the color of your RGB. Personally, I'm not the type to turn on RGB, but it's awesome that these switches include these light diffusers. I've only really seen these on TTC switches, so it's nice to see them also available here. As you can see, the RGB is blinding, which I assume is a good thing if you like RGB. The Crystal Icebergs come with a 2-stage progressive stainless steel spring. This means that you're going to get a consistent weight all the way down to the bottom out. A normal spring increases resistance the more it compresses. Now, I have the 58 gram variation, and because of the 2-stage spring, these things feel really unique to type on. These progressive springs are definitely something I think everyone should try at least once to see if they like it. These switches are also available in 68 gram weight. The stem wobble is just okay. It's a tad more wobbly than my V1 novelty creams, not as tight as a Boba U4T or a Gateron CJ, but definitely not terrible. If they did a version 2 of these, improving the stem wobble is honestly probably the only thing on my wish list, which I think is pretty amazing. Part 2, Sound Test Comparison. Let's talk about these things stock versus lubed, and find out if they're worth lubing. I'm going to show you the sound test first, then give you my thoughts. So here's the stock sounds. Stock, I think these are really solid. They were really smooth for being stock, but there was a tiny, very small amount of scratch. I'm happy to report that this disappeared completely after lubing, but even then, it's not really that noticeable, especially when typing. Sound-wise, they have a nice clacky thok similar to shaking a can of spray paint. They were definitely more high-pitched, and had a slightly less consistent sound than when they're lubed. They have a snappy pop that happens every once in a while. They're definitely a solid, usable switch unlubed, but like almost every other switch, lubing makes them so much better. To lube these guys, I used Krytox 205 grade 0, hit the stems, bottom housing rails, bag lubed and donut dipped the springs, and made sure to hit the top housing with a tiny bit of lube where the switch hits on the upstroke. So let's hear that sound test. In my opinion, and of course, I think these guys are better lubed. But whether or not to lube is up to you. What I noticed after lubing them was a slightly deeper, more consistent sound. There were less random clacky pops, and I really hope you can hear that in the sound tests. Sound-wise, these things honestly sound just like Creamerons to me, which are a Franken switch that combines a Gateron bottom housing with a cream top and stem. This is often considered to be a thocky yet clacky switch combo that sounds like shaking a can of spray paint. To be honest, even though the materials are different, the crystal Iceberg switches sound so similar, and for a fraction of a price it is to make those Franken switches. I thought it would be a pretty good idea to record the difference between a few of the linears that I actually have on hand right now. So we're going to be comparing the Novelty Creams to the CJs to the crystal Icebergs. Of the three, I thought it was really interesting that the Novelty Creams felt, to me at least, to be a higher pitch than the crystal Icebergs, even though they're kind of known to be a more thocky switch. If you ever want to hear me roast Novelty Creams, please check this video out that I did. I think I did a pretty good job explaining why I don't really like creams anymore. But anyway, I think personally, if you're looking for a really deep sounding switch, a lubed CJ is just so thocky and awesome. If you're looking for a really unique sound profile, maybe something more clacky and poppier, but still with a good sound signature, I think the crystal Icebergs are awesome. Part 3, final thoughts. These things thack. They thock clack. Thock plus clack. I don't even know how to describe this. I know some people get very angry when you try to say it's thocky or it's clacky or thacky or whatever. I don't know, but it's kind of both, and I don't really know what else to say about that. They sound just really crisp, and they sound just like a Creameron to me. I know there's so many linears that go for that deep sound, but I think these kinds of sounds are really slept on. Not every board needs to sound as deep as possible. I really hope the community can start embracing more unique sounds like these. A switch with this many features to only cost 40 cents per unit to me is a fantastic deal. This thing really has it all. A unique sound profile, smooth typing feel, RGB diffuser, a 2-stage spring, and of course, the affordable price. If you're looking for a new linear, these are a fantastic option. If you have any questions, please ask down below. I'd love to help you guys out. I'd also really appreciate it if you subbed and rang that bell. And as always, don't be a stranger. Thanks, guys.